Yo, what's good, all? We're here with the ATC podcast. Usually, we're going to be recording on Mondays, but we're here with an emergency Wednesday podcast because Damian Lillard has been traded, and it's not to the Raptors, it's not to the Heat, it's to the Milwaukee Bucks. So, we're here with our instant reactions, talking about some trade talk and how we think this will impact the Western and Eastern Conference.
Yeah, what's up, YouTube? All right, I just fucked that up. It's whatever. But
Well,
um,
a top five defensive team in basketball just traded for one of the most talented ball handlers of all time, and all they had to give up was one of the biggest playoff droppers in the whole league.
Exactly.
mm,
With one of the worst efficiencies in the playoffs. So it should be
Like
interesting for sure.
that guy has not shot 40% from the field for the Bucks. Like I think ever. I don't think he did it once in his playoff career for them.
really, I
He
Yeah.
think I
never did.
no, I think he has. Hold on, I think he has, but it's low 40s. I'll look it up though. Actually,
I mean, 40 is not a
For
good mark.
today, we're gonna talk about our initial reactions. So like where everybody was, what you were doing when you saw the Woj bomb, and what you first thought. I'll start. I was just chilling. I just got back um from my girlfriend's house actually, and I sat down for like 2 seconds, and then the Woj bomb came through. I thought it was one of those butt crack sports tweets that like try to break you. And I was like, obviously this isn't real because I've been fooled by those 100 times. And then I clicked it, and it said verified Woj, and I was like, yo, what the hell? And then the whole like Aiton being involved and everything, it was pretty crazy. I think that the Blazers did well, but we'll have to see exactly who they get in return for Holiday.
I don't think the Blazers did well. They got some picks. They didn't get any move the needle talent. They're just going to be in NBA purgatory for a long time.
all right.
Well,
So
yeah.
let me, let me, let me. I love the trade. Honestly, I really like it for all three teams involved. The Blazers, they got Drew and they got Aiton, so you could flip both of those fucking dudes. Or just keep Aiton. He's still young. He's got that potential. You got that
Does he
one. You
though?
got one. I mean, how old is he? He's like what, 24?
25. Let me look.
But he hasn't
Um,
demonstrated being good to great in any
He's
area except
25.
pick and roll finishing.
I think he
I
just
I
wanted to
understand
change the
that.
scenery.
That's true as well. I feel like it was like he didn't want to be on the Suns really anymore. I don't know. There was that, and I also just believe in him because physically he's just like he's got the fucking tools, you know.
Yep.
Um, so I feel like that's just good for them to have. Just even if he doesn't improve that much, you can still flip him to like a team that could use a center and get value out of him. Um, they got some Bucks picks. They got a first round pick and two pick swaps, and those pick swaps are um, late 2020s, and early and a 2030 pick or pick swap. I don't remember, but those can be very valuable. I feel like, let's say it doesn't work, and the Bucks just and Giannis maybe moves on. Maybe Dame obviously in 20 fucking 30 he's gonna be old as hell. He might not even be in the NBA. He probably won't be in the NBA anymore by that time. Um, or maybe the Bucks just fall off at that point, and those picks might be really good. So I feel like that's
The
a big
Bucks
part of why the Blazers won
The
for
Bucks
that.
will be good for the foreseeable future, even if it doesn't work out. I think that trading for Dame is enough to convince Giannis that the city and franchise is still committed to winning, and that they'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm. I
But
agree with
I'm
you.
I'm scared, man. Like if we have two 65 win teams and it's the Suns and the Bucks, I'd not be happy about that. I don't know. As a Laker fan.
Listen,
Laker fan, you be switching teams like every day, man.
listen,
Wait, what team
Gator.
is everyone?
All right.
I just can't follow James Harden no more.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair. All
blame
right,
you.
Satch, what are your opinions on the trade? Your initial reactions?
I was just in my room doing some schoolwork, and my brother, I heard him yell from the other room. I was like, "What happened?" And he told me about it, and I was just shocked. I didn't think the Bucks were even in the running still. I think the Bucks finessed them and got a way better player for right now and the future. I don't like giving up picks that far in the future, but I get why they had to do it if they kind of are in win now mode because of what Giannis is saying.
Yeah, I think that's all fair. I think Giannis has put them in a bad situation where kind of like back however many years ago, like 4 years ago when they traded for Drew Holiday, they were kind of forced to do that because Giannis is kind of like, oh, I have the ability to sign elsewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
Yeah,
like
so it was important for them to make that trade to get him to just know that they're committed to winning, and that definitely is what the move says.
No, for sure, I agree. Where do
honestly, in
y'all?
my opinion, hold on, my bad. But I feel like in my opinion, he doesn't want to leave. Like he doesn't want he I feel like maybe if he was really pushed he would, but I don't think that's what he wants. He doesn't want to leave Milwaukee. But he was using his stardom and all of that to have leverage over what the Bucks front office does, and it worked out because they got Dame.
Yo,
Yo, what's good,
So,
Benson?
What's going on?
so how you doing, bro?
Right now we're just in the middle of talking about our initial reactions about
it
when
been like
Dame was
5 minutes
traded.
morning.
So
Another thing
Benson,
I
do you
didn't
have?
say when we were talking about the Trailblazers was that I forgot they drafted Scoot Henderson, who should be a pretty damn good playmaker. So
Yeah,
we'll see the pick and roll actions or what kind of plays they draw up between Aiden and Henderson for the
the
Trailblazers.
Blazers.
Mhm.
The Blazers are gonna be like 14, 15 seed, but that team's gonna be fun. Like they have Sharp, they have Simons, now they have Scoot with Aiton
It,
and Jeremy Grant. I mean, they could even be higher than 14 or 15, but they're so young. Like,
Yeah,
just imagine when everybody's developed. Like, in my opinion, I think Sharp could be better than Simons, and eventually Simons could be like their sixth man. Um, and then if Aiton's able to develop into a better scheme, I feel like the Suns didn't match his play style that well. I feel like he has a lot of tools. He was drafted number one for a reason. Obviously, he has some defensive issues, but overall, I think Aiton's new chance will be able to shed light on some of his talents.
I don't know if they're there, but I agree that he'll have his opportunity.
Yeah, I think so too. He's gonna get more volume for sure. I mean, it's all up to the coach, I guess. And I
Yeah,
don't
and then
know.
they should trade Drew Holiday for like a Bojan type, somebody who can shoot 40% from three, get consistent catch and shoot looks. That'll help them at least be a team that can help their young players grow.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're gonna be a bad shooting team, I think, from like looking on the outside, they don't have a lot of like true shooters anymore.
No, not at all. And they're just
Not
committed to
never.
letting their guards be ball dominant. So when I look at their roster, I honestly don't know if they're even going to let Aiden have that opportunity. Like I think that the ball handlers are going to be the ones that are prioritized in the offense.
For sure.
What?
Okay, so no biases, but where do y'all think that Drew Holiday should be shipped to? When the trade is eventually extended into more teams, who do you think should swoop in? You'll probably only have to give a salary match and then maybe a pick or two. What team do
yeah.
you think has that and will want to do that to upgrade their team?
Well, I'll go first. I think the Sixers are gonna be there. James Harden, I don't know. I don't know what's up with him, bro. He doesn't want to be there anymore. Obviously, I don't think he's gonna play another game for them. We've seen he's willing to sit out. I don't think it's worth trying to keep him over there. So that could be a possibility. Dame to the six, or not Dame. Drew to the Sixers. Drew to the Kings. I spoke about before in our group chat, and I like that. Um, I like that trade if the Kings give up. one of their younger guards in that trade. So like maybe
Davion.
Davion, Kevin Herter, one of those guys, or multiple of those guys. Give them up in that trade. So you'll have more room to play Drew Holiday, and he helps fix that freaking ass defense.
This is a bit out there, but for the Hawks, they could trade Bogdan Bogdanovic for him, and that could work straight up because on the Trailblazers, he's not going to take away from your guards getting in work or from Aiden getting in work, and Drew Holiday could even play some small forward for the Hawks and take some defensive pressure off Trae Young. Because they also have to, the same way that the Bucks had to convince Giannis to stay, the Hawks got to convince Trae to stay.
I don't think it would work out with three guards. I think DeJounte, Trae, and Drew Holiday are all like above average playmakers, and already having Trae Young and DeJounte was a problem the last. What is it? Did they just play one season together, or has it been two?
Yeah, just one season, and they didn't play good basketball at all.
Yeah, so if you add Drew into that, I feel like that would be a logjam. Now, if you replaced DeJounte, say you flip DeJounte to a team that's really desperate for a guard, I think Drew Holiday and Trae Young would pair together really nice if Trae played like the two or something like that. Or other way around.
And a lot of that team's success would rely on Clint Capella's health to man the defense. You got to have that rim protector to hold it all together.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have
flip Clint.
You're going to start the worst defender in the league for 38 minutes, so you got to have defensive pieces there to support.
That makes sense too, as well.
That definitely makes sense.
I think another guy or another team that I saw some people saying is, the Miami Heat, bro. They were trying to get Dame. That fell through. If they don't get Dame, or if they don't make any other moves this offseason, that's horrible for them. They lost Max Strus. They lost Gabe Vincent. They got back. They got Thomas Bryant. They got what's his name, Josh Richardson. I don't think that's an improvement by any means. Yeah. Jimmy Butler's only getting older. And I just don't like that look.
Jimmy Butler was getting older throughout the course of the playoffs. He was getting older by the game.
It felt like it, bro. Was using the fucking Kaioken out there, bro.
I was trying to make arguments for him, telling everyone, I'm like, this man is putting the team on his back and doing it. By the finals, he was done for. He was tired.
Yeah, but that was also partially because of his ankle injury that he had against the Knicks. But
about that.
Yeah. But I think that move really works out for them. You gotta wonder what's gonna happen with Tyler Hero if that move does happen. Is he part of the deal? And if he's not, they look really good if he's not. I'd imagine he would be though. And what does he look like in that deal? Or how good are the Heat if he does get traded? But I think that fit is there if Drew does get traded there.
Totally, man. I've been waiting for that Tyler Hero breakout for him to become a point guard, but at this point, I don't know if it's coming. I just thought that he had a whole nother dimension of his game, kind of like Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker did, where he could become a top 20 playmaker, but it's probably just not there.
I don't know. How old is he now? 25?
Yeah, I'd have to check, but around there, maybe even older.
He's still got a couple years to improve.
Oh, he's 23.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, yeah. So no, he's got time. Wait, what are you gonna say? Yeah, go.
I was gonna say, earlier I was looking, I was just catching up on Instagram. I saw a lot of people talking about how the Jazz could benefit from having somebody like Drew Holiday because he's kind of what they're missing. They don't have a true point guard, and they have every guard that they have on the roster is a defensive liability. So they have the second most picks in the entire league. It would be a huge challenge to throw them a few for.
I like what you're saying, but just replace the Jazz with the Timberwolves because the Jazz aren't trying to win nothing.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
wouldn't
I
want
feel
to
like that's
win,
an
and
appeal to. Oh, my bad, Kaden. Do you mind if I
oh,
just go? All
you're
right.
good. Yeah, yeah.
I feel like that's an appeal to NBA purgatory. Like adding Drew Holiday, you're just making yourself better, but you're going to be a play-in team, and that's not really where you want to be realistically.
That's the
Yeah,
thing. When
so
I saw it, I didn't really want us to do that. I just saw it, and a lot of people were saying he doesn't match the timeline at all. Like just write out the
Yeah,
young guys, you know, and
yeah.
exactly.
perform in that. I would
It was
honestly hate if we gave up multiple firsts for somebody like that.
Hell no. Yeah, that's
yeah,
terrible.
and
You don't
I
want to do
don't
that.
think that Drew Holiday to any team is gonna draw multiple firsts and maybe one first or even just a few seconds. I don't know what his
Yeah,
value is right now.
that's
Hmm.
valid. I think your thing about the Timberwolves is true as well. I think that defensive team would be insane. Like if Rudy Gobert could return to at least 70% of what he was, even like 50%, that team would be insane with Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert, Drew Holiday. If those three can stay healthy, that you're not going to be able to get any buckets on that team.
No, it would be tough. Um, who ran point guard for them last year? They had Mike
They
Conley on their roster, but they still weren't able to use Rudy Gobert to his full extent. So
yeah,
I don't know what's up with that.
they had
When
D'Lo,
I
and then
think
they traded
about
for Conley.
when I think about the fact that they couldn't run pick and roll through Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert, maybe it makes me think they shouldn't trade for Drew Holiday because the whole theory would be to maximize Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys want to talk about the point of view of the Suns now, through this trade? Because I have some things I want to say about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and start.
Honestly, I know I like the depth. I like the depth. They traded wasn't it just like Aiton? Wasn't that the only thing they gave up?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
gave
I
up
believe so.
Aiton and they got like four players, like the best of
Um,
which being Nurkic and Nasir Little.
I I like it from the depth perspective um of that of the trade. I like that perspective of it, but their defense got worse, bro. Nurkic, Yusuf Nurkic, he's old, and while maybe you could argue he's as good as Aiton defensively, I wouldn't really make that argument, but maybe you could. I still think Aiton, he's just younger. He's got more tools to be great defensively. Um, and he's
He's
just
just
like a
not though.
dominant player. Yeah, he's just not. But who knows? Maybe like you know he has a mentality change. Who knows? But I think he just has the potential to be the better defender. And now the Suns officially have zero defense besides KD. KD is gonna have to freaking work his
Play
freaking
defense.
space
He's
hug
gonna have to be
legs,
a rim
bro.
protector.
He's gonna be dying out there, dude. Like,
I
So
think
my perspective on the Suns is just that their strengths are scoring the basketball. What are their weaknesses?
everything.
Rebounding, playmaking, defense, and their defense just got worse. Their
Yeah.
rebounding got worse. Nurkic is
Mhm.
not the healthiest player in the world. So we saw with Team USA, man, they just got beat because they didn't have the rebounding. Like everyone has been talking about Steve Kerr getting exposed, but the team just it wasn't ready to go out there and win games. They got by on talent to the finals, but the rebounding wasn't
Mhm.
there.
Yeah. No, I
So
mean that argument's kind of weird because they didn't play Walker Kessler, who was kind of like I'd argue is who would have been their best rebounder. They didn't play him as much as they probably should have, but yeah, you got fucking Jaren Jackson Jr. out there getting 3 fucking rebounds. That shit is kind of sad.
yeah, it was awful when you're trying to make him your center. Damn.
I think when looking at the trade, a lot of people are talking bad on Nurkic. I feel like he's a good closer defensively. The only thing for me is he's very injury prone. He's had like three terrible injuries the last like 2 seasons, and the last thing that the Suns need is an unhealthy player.
Yeah.
What topic we talking about?
Like
We're
the
on the
Suns.
Suns.
About the Suns' perspective of everything.
And the
Uh,
best thing you can say about Nurkic is that he spaces the floor. He's not adding to the defense or rebounding, which are the team weaknesses. So
I think a
Yeah,
lot of
like
people are sleeping
Yeah.
on
like
Grayson
Simmons,
Allen
like
as well too.
Yeah, that's a good ad. I mean,
no,
for their shooting and stuff.
He's definitely a good perimeter defender, and Nasir Little's a good perimeter defender as well, which is what they need.
yeah,
But overall, those guys won't be on the court the whole game.
Nurkic gonna be a problem versus like small centers like Wood, but like centers like Anthony Davis and Jokic, and let me see, Cat Goldberg. I don't know about Chet yet, but
yeah,
he
his
should,
comparison would be like Nikola Vucevic type guy,
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
except he can shoot the rock a little bit better and rebound a little worse. But
I feel like Nasir could be pretty solid for them. He's young as well, so maybe he makes a jump.
he's not young anymore actually.
Really?
Unfortunately.
How old is he?
Yeah,
Hold
he's
up.
kind of old now.
Are you serious? No.
I mean, it's kind of clear they're going for a 2018 Rockets-esque
Dude, he's
strategy
22.
when they
What
had
do you
Chris
mean?
Paul. They kind of want every single player on their team to shoot the three ball and to just have immaculate
No way.
spacing.
No
Give
way, Nasir Little's 23, bro. He
Yeah,
looks
he's 23.
27. Oh my gosh. I'm tripping, my bad.
Or he's 22, or he's gonna be 23. But yeah, I think he might be able to make a jump.
I mean, when
Last
Nasir Little
year-
is the best defender on your team, you're in danger.
Yeah, Loki. Hopefully he does make that jump at least defensively. That could be big for them.
I thought Okogie was still on the team.
Where did
Is he
go?
not?
He's all right. He can defend a little bit.
Is Okogie
Where is
still on
Okogie?
the team?
I think he is. I don't remember seeing anything about
Let
him,
me
but I
see.
could check.
Yeah,
for you guys.
he's on the Suns.
That could be.
Yeah,
solid for
he
them.
really
Yeah,
like the
that's
best
solid. That's definitely good.
defender, PO defender.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
he's
sure. He
good.
even started some games last year.
Yeah. No, he was solid last year for sure. I don't see it for the Suns, man. I didn't.
No.
I like the move depth wise, but defensively they didn't add anything.
Yeah,
In fact, they probably got
they're
worse.
super weak.
And
I
I
think
just
they're
feel
probably
like I don't believe in them like to win a championship at all. I don't believe in them at all to win a championship.
Me either.
Um,
Me either, literally.
But I think
I
they
mean,
can do good throughout the
if
regular
they
season.
stay
But yeah, I agree with you.
healthy, it's anyone's game. I think they'll have an easy time in the regular season and probably win 60 games. But come against the Nuggets, like I don't think if you threw Bradley Beal on the team last year that they're beating the Nuggets.
No.
Yeah, I agree. It's just they have too many holes, and the holes are even bigger now.
Yeah,
than they were before.
They didn't lose their playoff series because of lack of scoring. They lost it because they can't defend and they can't rebound. So
Yeah, that's
and
literally why they lost.
that.
And I think with KD Asian, you can't really have him as one of your forwards and have such a weak center. They should have upgraded his center position because KD can't go out there and defend and rebound like he used to be able to. He's injured more likely now, I think. And what they're doing
Yeah, for real.
downgrading
He's gonna be jumping after 10, 12 boards a game. Like that's not winning basketball.
you don't want your star player doing that, especially as old as he's getting.
Yeah.
And you got guards. Like, what is Bradley Beal gonna do versus like a Steph Curry and like Ja Morant and people like that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And who's passing to these guys? They don't got no playmakers.
They have zero playmakers.
Devin Booker is gonna have to like really play make.
He's gonna have to be the point guard, and they said Bradley Beal's our guard. Like you guys are crazy.
I mean, Bradley Beal has shown like nice playmaking for sure. Like he's had a couple seasons where he averaged 6 assists, which is solid. They're gonna have to like all pitch in though. Really.
Before KD got there, when Chris Paul got hurt, Devin Booker probably had a month stretch where he was playmaking like just hella elite. Like he was averaging 9 assists, and you could just see it. Like he was running the pick and roll, and like they need to run the point guard through him because.
But my question is for the Suns, like, do you trust your bench players playing in playoff minutes? Like Aaron Gordon, what is the Bard? I don't know his name. Utah, Drew Eubanks, and all them. Do they trust them playing in playoff minutes? Like versus Jokic, Aaron Gordon.
And ultimately, the answer is no. Like you're not going to want those guys out there.
I think it's kind of crazy how.
If I could just get a prediction.
The Suns wanted Chris Paul out so bad, but now he's exactly what they're missing.
And Frank Vogel coaching, it's like he gonna depend on his stars, like, but they ain't got no defenders, so he gotta make them into like defenders. That's what he said. That's what they said he gonna try to do. That's why he got Nurkic. But I don't believe in Nurkic turning into a defensive center or Drew Eubanks or none of them guys. Really.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of why I said that it's a 2018 Rockets-esque strategy. They just employed all 40% 3-point shooters and are not worried about anything else.
Yeah.
I mean that's today's NBA, unfortunately. Just whoever can chuck up as many threes as possible. And they got that with Utah. They got that with all these other guys that they signed. So it'll be interesting to see how Vogel turns defensive liabilities. Like last year, Nurkic was probably one of the worst defenders. I get that he was injured, but like 2-3 years ago, Nurkic was looking pretty nice. Like he could handle his own versus the best centers in the league, I would say.
As much as we'd like to trash on Frank Vogel, helping players on the defensive side of the ball, it's definitely in his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I'm trying to find the Devin Booker's games without Chris Paul last year. I'm just looking at it right now, like comparing on Basketball Reference, and I'm looking the first like little stretch that Chris Paul was out. It was pretty average, playmaking wise from Devin Booker, maybe a bit more. I'm trying to find that second stretch right now.
I think it was 2021-22. I don't think it was 22-23.
Okay, I was looking at the wrong thing then. Hold on.
My question is what if they? I ain't gonna say the Mavericks will beat them, but like, what if they get in a series with Luka? Like, who is guarding him? Like,
exactly.
A Kogi.
I mean, unfortunately, the Mavs are just kind of the Kmart version of the Suns, so it would just become a shootout. And even though they have Kyrie and Luka, I think the Suns win that shootout.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I still believe in the Mavericks' defensive playmaking more though. That's the thing.
Yeah, they got Grant Williams and Lively and other guys.
The thing is,
and they're younger as well.
Players. The Mavericks can slow down the Suns better than the Suns can slow down the Mavericks. Look at Luka's out here cooking some of the best defenders, and the Suns don't even have a top like 15 defender on their roster. Maybe Kogi really showed flashes, but I would not be comfortable pairing up Josh Okogie versus Luka Doncic in a playoff series with my season on the line. No. That's just me though.
Yeah, that's absolutely brutal.
Do y'all even trust them guarding Jamal Murray in the playoff situation?
I don't think.
No, that's what I mean. I think the Nuggets are still better than these teams. Like just the way they play basketball is 2014 Spurs-esque.
Yeah,
they just play that good basketball.
Yeah, I think so. I think if Christian Braun makes another jump, like we were talking about on Monday, I think he'll be a pivotal part of their bench. I'd like to see who else will step up the other rookies that they drafted because they're kind of thin on the bench right now. Maybe they make some mid-season acquisitions or something like that.
What the Nuggets do so well, man, is they don't have the most talent in the whole league, but everyone just plays within their role and doesn't try to do more than what their assignment is. Like in the playoffs, Jamal Murray was the scorer, but he was also like one of their best floor spacers. Jokic is the LeBron-esque ball handler. Aaron Gordon was just locking dudes down, and he didn't demand the ball. He didn't have a huge ego. He was just locking them down.
I got another suggestion. What do y'all feel like if they match up with Ja Morant Grizzlies in the playoff? How would they fare versus Jaren Jackson and Steven Adams down low?
Well,
You're talking about the
if you
Suns?
ask me, I don't think the Grizzlies fare well in any high intense playoff situation, so I'll pick against them every time.
We're
Oh,
still
I
talking about the
found
Suns, right?
the stretch that you're talking about, by the way, Noah. He
But
has a stretch where Chris Paul didn't play in 2020, 2022, 2021, 2022, where he averages 7 assists while Chris Paul is out.
yeah, over like 19 games or something.
11, and
Oh, 11.
but he was also averaging like 28, so he was just playing really good in general, and he was super
Yeah,
efficient. He was having insane games.
You gotta
yeah,
think,
he was
can
going
you
at it.
can
I
you
think,
do that in a bigger sample size than just 11 games? Can you do that for
That's true.
82 game season plus playoffs?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
never
I
know.
think
yeah.
that 11 game stretch, I think, was peak Devin Booker. I think that's the best basketball he ever played, and it was like because he was playing point guard, I think. But I don't
I
know.
can
Alright,
see that.
I have the next question for y'all.
All right.
How do y'all think that the Damian Lillard trade is going to impact the East specifically? Because Dame is obviously heading to the East. He's never played in the East before. Now we're about to see Drew Holiday out of the East, but possibly on the move to another East contender. Where do y'all think the Heat go from here? Where do you think the Bucks stand in the standings? And do you think that the Celtics are gonna have the same amount of firepower now as the Bucks have?
I can
I
I
think.
can
Oh
I
shit.
can make this
Well, you
one
guys go.
short. I can make this one short and sweet.
Go,
Simple
go.
basketball wins games in the regular season. Dame is
Mhm.
the number one scorer of points within pick and roll sets. Giannis shoots 80% from 0 feet to 5 feet. This team's probably going to win 65 games.
I
All
no.
right,
Yeah, I agree with
my
that.
point my point is on Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard defense. Him and the backcourt. How would the backcourt play versus wings and fast guards like Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Trey Young? Let me see. Even James Harden. How would they fare versus them on the defensive end? This not a shot at Giannis because I know their front court is, but I don't really trust them. I don't really trust them in the playoff situation defending anybody.
Okay, well, I see that for sure. I'll tell you what would be the ideal thing. It would be whoever is the best perimeter guy on the other team scoring wise. You throw Jay Crowder on them and really just fucking pray that he does a good job. He's got the energy, and really, you can just plug him in the fucking corner on offense and have him do nothing and just use all of his energy on defense. That's what a lot of teams have been doing that have had him. And
It's,
whenever he gets minutes, he's proven his worth, and I think he's gonna have to play at this point.
But
they
at the
also got
same time,
Malik Beasley.
That as well.
their bench is kind of weak. I ain't gonna say they'll play in the playoff setting, but some of them guys will get tired in the playoff game. And them bench guys, they gotta step up. And I don't too much believe in them bench guys playing in the playoff setting. I ain't gonna say they can't, but at the moment, I'm not banking
I
on it.
think
Yeah.
I don't believe that because we saw we saw Bobby Portis go to the finals and have his best season, and I think he can replicate that. They're gonna count on him
Yeah.
a lot to
I'm talking
maintain
about the
being the
guard
sixth
play, the
man.
guard and the wing play.
Oh, you're talking about like Malik Beasley. I think they're gonna go after campaign and stuff like that. That's not the best bench, but I mean,
It'll work, I
all that
think, in my
matters in
Hey,
the
opinion.
after
playoffs.
watching the team in a 7 game series with the Celtics last year, Dame and Giannis is going to be enough. Really, you just have to pray that they're healthy.
Yeah.
It's enough star power.
I feel like you got Pat Connaughton, you got Jay Crowder, you got Malik Beasley now. You might have campaign and Marjan Beauchamp might make a jump. So you have
I'm
all
kind of
those guys
sad
in
though.
guard in what?
I'm sad because I feel like Joe Ingles would have matched this team a lot
He would have
better
been
if he
amazing.
got
I
minutes.
I wish,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. He
I
would have
love him,
He
started.
bro.
needed that playmaking off the bench for sure because
Yes,
Joe can just
bro.
come in. He's one of the most underappreciated people at creating buckets for any player, random players, and he can spot up, shoot. He doesn't take a lot of shots from the guys, and he's a great locker room guy. So
I miss him, bro. He was so good whenever he played. I loved him on the team as a veteran presence as well.
No,
They
I'm
have
gonna ask y'all this. I'm gonna ask y'all this right here. I really believe if the Cavs players are ready for a playoff environment, I really believe they can upset the Bucks. Let me tell you why. It's really because every Mobley defense, him and Jared Allen, and then the shooting with Max Strus and like a lot of them guys, and like what I'm saying with like Donovan Mitchell, if he held the playoff series like he had with the Jazz, I really do believe them guys can't upset them. That's why I'm super high on the Cavs.
no,
All
and
right, no,
your point about the guard play going to stop Garland and Mitchell, which at that point becomes a scoring matchup, and you're going with Donovan Mitchell, who's career-wise been a playoff riser so far. You're going against Garland, who can create. They got Max Stress now, who rose in the playoffs last year. So I agree. I think that's a tough matchup and
In
could
the
probably even
in
be
the
the conference finals.
in the Knicks, they fare well, but I ain't saying they could beat them. They literally they can match up with them. That's as long as Brunson had the playoff series he had last time. Them other guys like Hart, he a good defender, and like Grimes, I just want to see him play more in the playoffs. He was hurt a little bit, and then they got DiVincenzo. I think,
I
yeah, they got
love
yeah,
DiVincenzo.
yeah.
I love me some Julius Randle, but I think in that playoff series that the power forward matchup determines the series. I don't think you can win
Yeah,
a series having Julius Randle defending
yeah.
Giannis.
I
Yeah.
no, I want to talk about. Let me talk about that Cavs matchup though, and I see what you're. No, I agree because I was high on the Cavs. I had them as my one seed before this trade happened. Because they of like all of their what they represent. They have a bunch of young guys that are getting better, and they do have the personnel to contain Giannis. The thing is, right? If we're gonna talk about the Bucks not having personnel defensively at the wing and guard positions, the Cavs arguably have less.
Yeah, you can make
Um,
that. You can make that.
they have a Coro. They have a Coro who's nice, and he could definitely. He's probably better, honestly, defensively than Jay Crowder, especially because he's just younger and he's got more energy. But I feel like it's gonna the Cavs are gonna have advantages over the Bucks less of the time than the Bucks are gonna have advantages over the Cavs defensively. But
I
Yeah, and
agree.
they do have the better perimeter scorers than the Bucks though
yeah, cause they
at
add.
the
I
moment.
think they added George Niang, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. George
they did.
Niang and Caris LeVert still on the team, so
Yep.
they been still there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know who the
Yeah,
backup point guard is at the
um,
moment.
I'd probably say the Bucks are the most complete team in basketball. You look at their guards; they got Dame, Malik Beasley, and their forwards. They got Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez at center. Like it's a dangerous team. They got Pat
Mhm.
Connaughton
Hear
too.
me out. Hear me out. I think they need to make like one more move though. Like whether it's acquiring campaign or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
They can't run into the season with just Dame at point guard because Dame's probably gonna miss at least 10+ games. He's 33.
Yeah, get that
He's had a
Ricky
lot of
Rubio type.
hmm
he's had a lot of injury concerns. I
I'm
just
not gonna
I
lie
hope
though.
they have
Like
insurance.
I look at this roster, and as long as Dame and Giannis stay healthy, like their guys play multiple positions. As long as their starters are healthy, they're gonna plug in and make it work.
hmm
Yeah, I think so
hmm
too. But they still want like one small more move, like just two bench pieces. And then I
You're
think
I
not
agree.
you're
in the
not telling me
future,
you trusting Malik Beasley in the playoff situation, are you?
that's what I'm
You're not
saying. You
telling me
gotta
you
like
trusting
upgrade a
him.
little bit. But
I'm
the
not
thing is,
trusting in Malik Beasley. I'm trusting in Giannis and Dame.
in the future though, the
I
Bucks
trust. I
really
trust. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I know this might sound crazy, but I'm trusting. I'm trusting Middleton to close out a game more than Damian Lillard can. And let me tell you why. When Middleton was healthy in like 2021, when they went on that run and won the championship, he closed out most of them series by himself. And I still believe he can be the closer. But Dame also can be the closer. They're a dangerous team when it comes to like closing games.
Yeah,
So
Dame's an all-time finisher. He's gonna be close in the games.
like I was saying though, I think they're in a great situation now where after this season, if Chris Middleton isn't their long-term option anymore, they can uh they can flip him, they can replace him with somebody younger, and then they'll have an even better team with Dame, Giannis, and then whoever else to build around. Because I like
Yeah,
Chris's fit, especially on this new team, but I think he showed a lot of like concern the last year and a
injury
half
wise, yeah.
about injury. Yeah,
nobody not traded
so
for Chris Middleton. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I mean
they're
they're
stuck
trying to
with
figure
him
I
out
but
agree.
now.
for better, I guess.
It's hard. It's hard to find a suitor right now for Middleton for sure. Just because he's a bit older. He's on the older side, and he's not a superstar player. He's good. He's an all-star level scorer.
Yeah,
He's
like
Um,
very
you
he's consistent too, bro. He's like Six Flags, man.
yeah,
He'll drop 31 game. Next game he'll drop 15. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's like very
That
inconsistent,
as
bro.
well.
you could work something out with the AAU Rockets, but you're trying to win
Yeah.
a championship. You're not trying to get picks.
Yep. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't got too many more thoughts, honestly. I'm trying to think. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about actually, if y'all don't mind. If y'all got any other ideas though, let me know.
Yeah, final piece.
I think. Listen, I'm a Heat hater for life, bro. Um, I think they're fucked, bro. If they don't make some type of big splash move, I think they're fucked. Because I don't see
I think
them
so
running
too.
it back, pulling up, running it back. Where you got the Bucks who fucking improved like crazy. You
They
got
never
the
do shit in
Celtics still.
But I
But what
just
happened?
said
Especially
that.
man. He
Pat
just never does
Riley.
shit in the
I said that.
For
I said that in the group chat, but somebody didn't listen. I said that they cannot make the playoffs if they stand it in the same team they have right now. They're not
the only
making the
point guard
playoffs.
on the
They
roster
might
is
miss. They
Jalen
might miss
Brown.
it. Actually, you're right. Actually, about that. I didn't see you say it, but I was thinking about that because they're so like weird in the regular season. They might just miss the playoffs. They
Did they
almost missed
even
this year.
did they even add any
Yeah,
key
they were
pieces? Like
No,
Josh
they
Richardson and Thomas
lost
Bryant.
Vincent, and then the
they
only point guard on their roster is freaking the old big booty Lowry.
they're
He's
in
washed,
desperate need
bro.
of a point guard. Like even if they just had Dennis Schroeder on their roster, I'd be like, all right, you guys
Oh
could win some regular season games, but they don't have nobody. This is what I'm saying. They need
for real.
Tyler Hero to make that breakout as a point guard. And I
yeah.
know I
Okay.
said I had the same take about Devin Booker and Tyler Hero, but the only
hmm
way those players are going to get better and become max contract players is if they become playmakers. Well,
Yeah.
Devin Booker's already there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Tyler Hero, like they just have an untapped potential to their game.
Yeah.
But I just really didn't fuck with it because like I saw they lost Gabe Vincent and I saw they lost Max Struess and I was just like,
Yeah.
ew, bro. If they don't get Dame, bro, it's looking fucking ass for them.
Yep, they're kind of cooked. What are you going to
Mhm.
do?
They
Give Kevin
cleared
Love
so
30
much cap.
minutes?
Yeah, that was the thing. They cleared so
Who
much
they
cap,
add in
and
the
they were like,
offseason? Josh Richardson and what? Who else? Thomas
Thomas
Bryant.
Thomas
Bryant.
Like
Thomas
Bryant.
that's not
That's
gonna
Bryant.
it,
cut
pretty
it, bro.
much.
That's not gonna
Yeah,
cut
Yeah,
it, bro.
they cleared too much cap space. Like they're
that's
just
cooked
so
as
set. Like
hell.
we're getting Dame, we're getting
Yeah, they think
Dame,
it was
and
gonna
then
get
they get
Dame, right?
Dame. Yeah, now they're fucked. They don't have anything.
Then they also
Oh,
fumbled
oh,
on
I forgot.
Bradley Beal too.
I forgot. Look. They got it. If this the only reason they make the playoff. If Jovic played like he played in
Mm,
the Euro and the Jaquez dude they picked contribute to their team at the moment, but I don't see it. I don't see him contributing right now at the moment. So I have them still missing.
Yeah, I mean, they just got, like any other team in the entire league, they just have to stay healthy, and they'll probably get there. I mean, who are they competing with? The Magic, the Raptors, like, they're better than those teams.
Yeah, I think
whoa! Slow down. Hold on now.
Oh, please don't tell me about the Raptors, please.
No, I was not about to say the Raptor. I was about to tell you the Magic literally have the best team at the moment, but you won't believe why. But I believe they got the better team with France, Pablo, Wendell Carter. I think this time for Fultz to take the leap. I don't know about Suggs, Cole Anthony, and them guys. And they got Joe Ingles on the bench. They also, and let me see. They got Jet Howard. I really got the Magic making the play in over the Heat.
And
if they make the play in, I'll fucking cry.
They have
lots of being a little harsh on the
They have lots of names who could have potential. They have lots of names who could provide and like maybe break out, but like it's so many names right here that are all gonna demand minutes. I don't like the way the team looks, to be honest.
I think
off season. All right, go ahead.
All right. I'll ask you to go after. Don't worry. I think if it really comes down to it, they're gonna push for the playoffs and make it. In my opinion.
Sam just reported, or he interested in Drew Holiday.
Wait, what happened?
Sam just reported the Heat are interested in a Holiday.
Yeah,
if they could do it for only picks, that'd be an elite move for them. They need a guard. They need a guard to play 30 minutes
for Lowry and picks.
They'll probably keep Lowry even. They'll probably just do picks because they need minutes.
What I was gonna say before Dio, the Heat did not have an ideal offseason, but I think to be that critical on them, they still have Adebayo, they still have Jimmy Butler, and if they know that they don't have the same leniency as they did last year with having like 4 elite role players on the team, they just lost them for pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real here. The Heat are really good. They're a really good team. They have a great coach. They're going to make the playoffs. That's all they have to do. That's all. I mean, to say that they're going to miss the play-in, I mean, I know it's
no way they missed the play-in.
They missed out on Dame, but to say that the Magic are better and that, like, I love the Magic's team, but I think we're being a little too critical of Pat here. I think he's gonna make them their splash. That's what Miami teams do. They always make a splash somehow. So just give them another opportunity.
I think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I don't know if Jimmy Butler has another run in him, especially him aging with his ankle injury. We don't know if that still bother him this season. So there's a lot of factors. I don't think they're going to make a deep playoff run, but to say they're not going to make the playoffs at all, I don't think there's 5 worse teams.
I got them playing.
They're going to make it, though. They're going to be somehow.
They made the playoffs last year. Why you see them going back there again?
In my opinion, they're going to make the playoffs, I think, but if you're asking them to really push for it, that could take out that like Jimmy Butler, Kaioken X factor. That might make him not as ready for the playoffs as he normally would be. Because, during the regular season, he's resting, he's doing whatever, playing when he wants. He's just like really resting his body for the playoffs. If you're now coming in and asking him, now we need you to push so we can get to the playoffs. Now, when they actually do end up getting to the playoffs as that maybe 7th, 6th, 8th seed, they're going to be more depleted than they normally would be, especially Jimmy Butler. And God forbid one of those guys gets injured. I'm not saying, of course, I don't want that to happen. I don't wish injuries on no team. If one of those guys goes down with injuries, it's going to be looking bad. But yeah,
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I feel like
I think we should.
that's what really hurt the Heat season last year. They had so many injuries. Like
Mhm.
they was literally doing so good in the beginning of the season, then they just started getting hurt a lot.
yeah.
And I feel like they had Hero last season to they run. They really couldn't win farther. Well, they
Mhm.
did go further, but like they couldn't really did better in the
Definitely.
finals. But I want to think they would have won, but they probably would have did better.
Yeah.
With them rostering Thomas Bryant, they're going to have Kyle Lowry on the floor. Just because if you're going to use Thomas Bryant to his full potential, you're going to need a playmaker. So Tyler Hero, got to step it up.
Are you guys okay if we shift a little bit?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
so we've been talking a lot about the present, with the whole Damian Lillard. I mean, he's taken up the media the last 3 months. A lot of people are tired of hearing about it. Something
Mhm.
that I'm actually really excited for is Portland's future. I think they made the right choice to not hold on to Dame. I think they have a great young core. So my main question is not this season, but do you think that Portland has the a good beginning to a new, like, competent future? Like, do you think
Yes,
Portland is gonna be one of those good young teams in like 3 or 4 or 5 years?
yes. I'm gonna tell you why. 00 generational. School generational talent. Generational talent.
How is he
Right now.
generational if De'Aaron Fox is in the league right now?
What are you
Scoop?
trying to? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
What do
He's
you mean
just
by that?
Scoot and Fox are the same
he's
player.
De'Aaron Fox. That's how
Scoop
he
will be.
plays.
Oh.
That's how he
Scoop will be.
plays to me.
Oh.
He just don't be shooting. He just be driving and playmaking.
Scoop will be better than
Damn.
Fox. Scoop gonna be better than Fox in about 3 years tops. It
I
won't
think
even
Scoot
take
will take
long.
a few years to develop, like maybe 3 years. He's gonna be really good his rookie year, but to become like a
He needs a
star,
jump shot. He needs that jump shot.
he'll get it. I believe in
Yeah,
him.
he just need that
Have
NBA
y'all?
experience, bro. That's all. Just give him
Yeah.
like 2 or 3
He
years. You know
has
what I mean?
been working
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
with, he has been working out with Curry though. So just
Do
saying.
you like Chris
Yeah.
Murray?
Yeah.
If you're not shooting from the college 3-point line, you're not shooting from the NBA 3-point line. I'm sorry.
He never
He,
played college
He
though.
didn't go to college.
Ain't
I
play
just want
college.
to
Play
know.
G League.
And
See, he
the
did play G Leagues too. So that's technically the same room.
I just want to know why the fuck Jeremy Grant's still on the fucking team. I just want to know. I just want to know why the fuck he's still on the roster. If that was up to me, why the
They've
fuck they
definitely
ain't kept
overpaid
him
him,
out?
bro.
Yeah, they
I'll
definitely
tell
should
you
have been moved.
exactly
They
yeah.
why.
they
I
should have
agree.
moved him when they moved Nurkic. There was no point in keeping Grant.
Mhm.
He's
They
not.
kept
He's not
Grant
like a.
because if
He's not
without
like a
Grant, they're
young
gonna lose like
store.
60 games, bro. Trust me. If they flip Grant, they're gonna have no defense. People are gonna be dropping
Let
like
him at this
190
table.
points
That
on
is
them.
true, but what is
But
the
who
point of keeping
cares?
him?
on
Yeah.
his contract, I don't think he's worth a damn either.
Yeah, that's true. I
I
think
feel
they
like
overpaid him.
no. Grant's he overpaid, but Grant's very good for a contender team.
Mhm.
He's good. I remember when he was in his prime, when he was on like the Pistons, and a lot of
Oh
teams
yeah.
He was
wanted him.
even good on the Blazers this year. They was
Yeah.
decent.
He's
He's a
good.
great talent, but he's not worth the
Yeah,
supermax
he's
money
not
that
worth
they
super
paid him.
max, obviously.
He's
Yeah,
not worth whatever he's getting paid right now.
I feel like the contract Reeves got is the contract he shouldn't have got.
For sure, yeah. I
Mhm.
think maybe a little bit more,
Yeah, a
but
little bit
yeah,
more because he played defense, but like everything else.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
like I don't know why
not
they traded him
really.
to Zero Little. That kind of didn't make sense to me either.
Yeah,
But I
maybe
I
mean,
just
mean,
a youth
because he's
movement. Why
young,
would
so
you give
yeah,
it up?
I see what you're saying.
they never
I
really
mean,
gave
they
him a
wanted to get
chance.
that Dame trade done.
They
It
Not
never
being
really
because
gave him.
funny.
they traded Nazir Little because they got Jabari. I think Jabari Walker. I think they traded him so he could take a necessary leap.
Mm.
That's true. But
Do
then
y'all
at the
like
same
Chris
time,
Murray?
why would they draft Nazir if they never want to really trust in Nazir?
How do y'all feel about Chris Murray though?
Chris Murray.
Yeah, Chris Murray, the brother
Oh
of
yeah, he's
Dame.
still on the team. That's probably why they shipped him
Oh
out
yeah,
also.
bro. I keep forgetting
Yeah.
that Steve Murray has a twin brother.
How do y'all feel about him though? You think that he could be a good replacement for
I
Nasir?
really did not watch him that much. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
he'll a
I'm
good
not too sure
3-point
about
shooter,
him.
but his defense like it's kind of mid on the
Oh,
low.
I'm looking at his college stats right now. He actually was very good in college.
Yeah, that's when he was the number one option when he like with other people. it's not gonna go down how you think it is. He like a corner specialist for like
He plays a
when
lot
he a
like his
second.
brother.
Yeah,
He's a very good mid-range scorer. It looks like right here too.
He's just a lefty. That's the only difference.
Speaking of Murray's, I feel like Keegan Murray's definitely going to take a leap this year.
I told y'all
I
that in the
like.
predictions. I said that
He's
in the
so good.
predictions.
He's so good at basketball. Any team in the entire league would take him and just start him. Like, he's the new wave of basketball. We're going to get a lot more players that can shoot like that.
And he played all 80 games. He played basically all 82 games too.
Yeah, what a beast.
Very underrated.
He
Yeah,
made like 300 something threes, or was it 200?
Yeah, I think it was
I don't
200.
remember.
I think it was 200.
I'm
That's
finna
pretty crazy.
Guys,
I'm finna look
I
up the
think
Euro League player.
we'll have you talk about that. I think after that we can start wrapping up because I feel like we've talked enough about the whole
Yeah.
situation. And then Monday we're gonna be talking about the top 10 offensive and defensive players. So make sure everybody has their list ready for that.
Yeah. I
Thank
just want to give you guys a heads up. Like, there shouldn't be anyone else but Curry at the top of your guys' list.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Joe Ingles
He
number
not
one on
lying
both
though.
lists. Just saying.
All I know
All
is
right.
Trey
All
Young's the
that
best
Malik
defender in the
Beasley is
NBA.
gonna carry the Bucks to the ring. That's all I know, bro.
Curry not my Curry not my
Legendary
number one
what you think.
offensive player.
Offensive? We're talking about
Save
offensive.
save that for next. Save that
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
we're
next one.
we're talking
We'll
about
see.
that next.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, Lindell Wigginton is the best offensive player in the league, though, by
Oh
far.
man, I'm out.
For sure. Future MVP Hall of Famer.
Man,
All
the
right,
best
guys.
offensive player in the league is really Asper, so let's get it real.
I think
It's Imani Bates,
I think
bro. Please.
Imani Bates.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
he's
think I only
definitely one
have
of the best
one.
shooters in the league.
I think I only have one guard on my defenders list.
I don't have my list
that.
yet. I gotta make this shit.
Yeah, I gotta make
Yeah. Save it. We're all
Same.
done for today. Thank you everybody for joining and listening.
Yeah, thanks for
We
listening.
already ran it. We already
Thank you.
ran up the last one to over 100 views, which is crazy for a brand new podcast. So thank
Yes,
you
sir.
to everybody listening. And yeah,
We
we'll see
love
y'all
you.
on Monday. Yeah, we love y'all. Thanks
Yeah, we
for
see y'all
listening and
Monday.
everything.
Topic.
Yeah.
Mama, we made it.
If you made it to the
We
end,
made
we
it.
appreciate you.
We made it.
Yeah. Hey, comment in the comment section. Drew Holiday for MVP if you made it this far.
All right.